So Trey Hendrickson just absolutely destroyed the front office of the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's talk about it, because man, is this just, oh, lordy. All right, he made a statement today to ESPN. This comes off of a statement from Ian Rappaport that post-NFL draft, Ian did claim that the Bengals were in communication with Trey Hendrickson and his camp. They wanted to get a deal done, and they continue to work on a deal. Well, this statement today completely says that statement is a lie. It's not true. The statement that came from Ian Rappaport is not accurate. He says no communication has been taking place between my camp and the organization post-draft. The offers prior to the draft did not reflect the vision we shared and we promised last offseason. If I continue to play at a high level, coaches are aware of these past conversations. Rather than using collaboration to get us to a point to bring me home to the team, they are no longer, capital they on this one, no longer communicating. I have been eagerly awaiting a resolution of this situation, but that's hard to do when there's no discussion and an evident lack of interest in reaching mutual goals. Yeah. Wow. To say Trey is done with this team is now an understatement. That's now an understatement to say Trey is fed up. Trey Hendrickson is done. There's no working with this front office in his point of view here. They're not talking to him. They're not communicating. We're getting leaked snippets of, well, the front office is actually talking with Trey and trying to get done. No, they're not. They're not trying to get anything worked out or done. Because right now, it is an absolute nothing burger, according to Trey here. Which is disappointing. It's disappointing. Now, listen, I understand that they're not going to get to a point, most likely anytime soon, where this contract will get done. I understand that. I understand that this is a back and forth that will be going on this whole offseason and spilling into next offseason as well. But at the end of the day, at least get to a point where you have some conversations back and forth. But it seems like, and again, kind of using his words here, there's evident lack of interest. There is an evident lack of interest in reaching mutual goals. Meaning, they have a number that they're saying he's worth, and they're not interested in going back and forth and playing ball with whatever number he wants. He wants a certain number, probably above $32 million, and the Bengals aren't interested in it. They're like, hey, you're worth this number, and we're not going to move. And you can't do business like that. You can't. There's no business if you don't go back and forth. If you don't look at a number and say, okay, I want this number, you want this number, how are we going to get there? If one side refuses to move, it's never going to happen. And this is kind of what we heard with DJ Reader when he left, was that the Bengals were not interested in even talking to him until he started getting offers from other teams. Then they were very quick to reach out. It's disappointing. It is disappointing. And at the end of the day, I said this before and I'll say it a million times now. I think what they're doing, this is my personal opinion, is they want him to play out the last year of this contract. They are then going to franchise tag him 2 times because it would cost us $26 million and then $40 million the next 2 years. And that's what they want to do. And they're going to try to make sure that happens. No matter what Trey says, no matter what the fans say, no matter what anyone says, this is how they're going about this business. And at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? Trey did agree to a contract for a 2-year contract, literally less than a year and a half ago. And he has to play out and honor his contract. And that's exactly what the team is forcing him to do. It's, yeah, they don't have any interest in giving him a long-term deal. There's zero interest in it. And this is not going to get done anytime soon because this is now so toxic. This is so beyond toxic at this point. Katie Blackburn's coming out with statements about this. There's leaked information, quote unquote, well, they're talking back and forth. No, they're not. That's completely wrong. There's this back and forth of, well, they offered him $30 million. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't even think that's accurate. At this point, I think we're just being gaslit and lied to about this information. And it's just, oh man, it's so frustrating because at this point, it's not even worth. It's worth more just to get him on the contract, get all this swept under the rug, and move on with our lives. It's worth more to do that than to sit here and go back and forth and be like, oh, well, maybe he'll get signed. Maybe he won't. Maybe he won't. Like, this is why, again, I have stopped making videos about Trey Hendrickson's situation because no one knows the truth. No one does. Everyone has viewpoints on what's happening, but no one knows the truth of what's happening. And this is a direct statement kind of clarifying that. And I just, man, I'm frustrated because I love him. I love Trey Hendrickson. I want him on this squad. He gives us the best chance to win the Super Bowl. He gives us the best chance to be successful. And this is awful. It's awful that we are going back and forth in this situation, and it doesn't seem like there's any resolution coming up anytime soon. And with how just absolute toxic this is, I don't know if there's going to be. You know, if they're not talking to Trey, they're probably in a situation where they're like, hey, we're done. You have to play out the last year contract, and then we'll decide what we're going to do in the future. But you know what? We offered you money, and as Katie Blackburn claims, he should be happy with what they offered him. Which is never what you want to say to a player when you're trying to do business and work out numbers. But it does also seem like Trey is not going to budge on his number. He's not going to take less money. He's going to fight this tooth and nail. And the Bengals are going to just say, hey, you know what? If you want to fight tooth and nail, you can fight with a brick wall because we're not interested in talking. And it's frustrating. It really is. They're not going to trade him, though. There's no way they're going to trade him. They're not going to trade him. They're not going to get rid of him. He's going to be on this team, and he's going to play the last year of his contract. And that's kind of just how it is. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. This is just frustrating.